What's up, guys? Fila here. And you know, whenever you really mess up and you gotta backtrack, well, that's exactly what Sony has done. They have completely and utterly almost gutted their game. Like, the reviews are overwhelmingly negative. They completely made it to where you needed a PlayStation Network account in order to play the game, and no one liked that. I mean, like, Fallout, no pun intended, it was absolutely terrible. And this is just terrible because whenever they came out with this game for Liberty, all the other stuff, the community, they made the community strong. Their biggest mistake was targeting the game that made the community work together before this even happened. I couldn't agree more with this comment. They made it to where you needed to have teamwork, you worked with a team, and you made sure that you got stuff done. So they're gonna make a change like this that completely just like disregards people, and like literally it'll just make you just delete the game, and it's literally insane. And let's not even talk about the people who don't even have access to PlayStation Network. In the other countries, I know not in the US, but in most countries, I even saw a couple people talking about this. They do not have access to a PlayStation Network. They only mostly had access to Steam. So why would Sony go about this? It's almost like they were not even thought about. And it's like, how are you gonna have such a game do so good? And it really was doing good. You can look at the reviews before all the negative reviews because they got an influx of negative reviews just recently. But the game was doing so good. Whenever they made this change, it didn't even think about the people who didn't even have access to PlayStation Network. They were just told, "I don't know what to tell you," and it's just like that's terrible. That is 100% terrible. Um, Sony did this. A lot of people are giving the actual devs a lot of hate. They just made the game, and I'm pretty sure that that call may have came from the top from Sony, and they probably didn't know how the backlash would. Well, Sony probably knew, but I don't think the devs knew. I think it's Spearhead. They didn't know the backlash that would happen, so they are trying to backtrack on it. The reviews were like 400,000 negative reviews, and I believe it was 300, somewhere in the 300,000 positive reviews. And although they did have a lot of positive reviews, if you kind of new to what reviews are, that's still really bad. That's still really, really terrible. That ratio just does not make sense. And that kind of should tell you everything that you should know about the change that they made. It's insane how such a small change, because like for somebody like me, yeah, I would just create the PlayStation Network account and just continue playing the game. But this game, in my opinion, is mostly for older people who don't have time to just be running around doing all that stuff. And since it was such a successful game in general, it was played around the world. And that point that I made earlier about the PlayStation Network, people not even having access to it in certain parts of the world, that's a huge deal for them. And so like the company definitely took note of all the negative reviews, and I hope it doesn't continue to like make this game be on a downfall because it really is such a fun game. Like if you haven't played it, you definitely got to go play it. But the devs should definitely take note of everything that's been said in the comments, the reviews, the videos. I'm sure that they've been looking at it. Even on Twitter, people have been reaching out on social media and stuff like that, and they should definitely be taking note of this. And at the end of the day, we have to remember that they did backtrack on the change that they made. So they did make it to where you do not need a PlayStation Network account. You can still enjoy the game without one. But for a lot of people that was told this, and probably in certain parts of the world, this change it's not taken effect yet. So you have a right to be upset, but try not to let the reviews pour into the game anymore because they are actively trying to backtrack and help everybody out. I don't think the devs did this thinking that it would hurt everybody. I really think that it was just like a oh snap, we goofed up type of moment, and they are actively trying to fix it, regardless if they talk to Sony or if Sony's just trying to fix it themselves. And last but not least, if you do want to try for a refund, bonus word try, you can open up a ticket with the Steam support. Provide the relevant information like a receipt and any evidence of Sony changing the terms of service, then you might, big on the might, have a chance on getting a refund. That's it for this video, guys. I'm glad that they came back on their word. They had to backtrack. I mean, this is I think they got the most negative reviews in history. They might have made history, and I just think that's insane. This just goes to show you that whenever enough people get together, they can definitely say screw the corpos, and just make a change for sure because that was just so stupid. Till next video, be loud.